Hello, welcome to show number 299 of Up Front with Frank Rothstein, live on Sky's Crescent Radio. Yes, we're broadcasting live on Twitch because you can see us in a number of places. We also have the live links shared to Facebook, both on, well, the Up Front with Frank Rothstein Facebook page and the Sky's Crescent Radio page. Sitting with me as always from somewhere, who the hell knows where. She's charging all her machinery. She has all kinds of new machinery. She's becoming the queen of the New Jersey music venue scene. Everyone say hello to Jade Zabrick. Hello, Jade. Meantime, I'm entering my little greeting into the street chat stream. It is actually a sad day. It was announced a little while ago. Sure, you're making your way around the news if you haven't heard yet. But damn, Olivia Newton-John has passed away at the age of 73. I am watching and listening to Olivia Newton-John all my life. I mean, she was only 15 years older than me, but 14 years older than me, but I am listening to her all my life and watching her all my life. And it really is a sad thing that she died after a 30-year battle with one form of cancer or another. She just went today at home in California. And just to let you know that she did carry the title of Dame because her titles are the Order of Australia and, of course, what's the other one? The Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. Olivia Newton-John had a lot of hits over the years. We all know her from Greece. So if you know her from Greece, you know she sang with John Travolta. Everybody remembers her singing You're the One That I Want, and of course Summer Nights and Hopelessly Devoted. We all know the Grease songs. But she also had a lot of great songs before that. Let Me Be There was a really good song. If You Love Me, Let Me Know in 1974 was a good song. After that, one of her huge hits was Xanadu. She had a long list of music and of course a very successful career. But one thing I always remember about her was her smile. Her smile could light up any room she was in, any screen she was on. And I was always a fan of Olivia Newton-John. And I hope she rests well. After 30 years, you deserve to rest peacefully. Anyway, what else is going on with that? That's a sad way to have to begin the show. It really is. But the order of things, right? In the meantime, let's shift into all different areas, like the weather report. It's hot as hell in New York City. It's still hot as hell. It's humid. It's hot. I mean, it only says 90 out there, but it's humid. It's hot. I don't know how to get to it feels like type of thing when you hear the weather report, but it feels like it's hot. I've already had, 3 iced coffees today. It's not helping. I may have to go back to water. It's hot. Ew. A lot of laundry being done at times like this. And by the way, the most important thing going on in New York right now, let's go Mets. That's all I have to say is let's go Mets. They smacked the crap out of the Atlanta Braves over the weekend. 4 out of 5. Their lead is 6.5 games again. I got back my games on some of them. I want back a few more games. And now they're in August. They're playing the Cincinnati Reds tonight. And I want more games. That's what I want. I hope whoever's pitching for the Braves gets a paper cut. I want the Mets to win. Let's go Mets. Very distinctive sound. You can make that sound at home too. Feel free to try it at home. It does not take a professional to do this. Rooting for the Mets. Yankees? Mets. Mets. That's all I got to say. Mets. Jay, do you root for any teams along the way? Or you root for the Rangers or the Astros? Who do you root for? What do you consider your home team to be? Jade, Jade's a Houston Astro fan, but she's very quiet about being in first place because they are in first place. And she's very, very can't trust Jade. She hasn't. You can't trust her. You don't know who she's rooting for. You don't know what's going on. She's not even typing into the chat. Only one who's hearing her say this is me. I'm sort of ratting her out who she roots for. Here she is living in New York, working in Jersey, all this type of crap. Meantime, she's rooting for the old, which is you're supposed to root for the home team. But I don't see her wearing the baseball cap. Can't trust the woman. She's not giving up. She's not rooting for her team. You can't just see it. But that's another story, right? That's another story. There's a lot of things for me to talk about today, but let's talk about some of the more offensive things I've seen in life. We'll start off a little light today. We started off pretty heavy. There are a few things I'm questioning, of course, in the culinary world. This is one of them. This is one of them. Do we have it? Do we have it? Do we make a change? Are we making a change? There it is. There it is. You see that? Do you see that? Does anybody need this? French's yellow mustard on donuts? Does anybody need to have this in their life? This is so offensive looking. This isn't as bad as what they do to an Oreo because, well, we all know me with an Oreo. But look at this thing. It looks like someone took a perfectly good donut and got sick on it. Oh, nasty. Look at this thing. And French's. Oh, it's generic. It really is. It's a generic. I understand. But, it's just sort of leave good things alone. If you like mustard, that's great. And if you like donuts, that's great. But, let's see what else we got in backgrounds today. I know I'm taking my time. I'm getting off to a slow start here. It must be that the iced coffee is not kicked in, but I'm having some fun with these pictures today. And yes, I know podcasts, they want some whatever important topics. I don't know that I have important topics today, except I had an obituary. Will be yeah, you want to see something really bad? I'm a guy from New York. The black and white cookie is a staple of New York. It's a staple of Jewish bakeries everywhere. It's a delicious item if you make it properly. It really is. And why would you need it inside of a Haagen-Dazs box? Why would anybody want to ruin a perfectly good cookie or a perfectly good ice cream with black and white cookies in it? This is really bad. This is really vulgar. Does anybody have any thoughts on this subject? Well, you can always leave an email for me at upfrontfrank@gmail.com, upfrontfrank@gmail.com. Or if you want to complain to the station about my rantings about this, write to Skies Crescent Radio at gmail.com. And if you'd like Jade to write a song and sing about it, one of her many shows, you could write to her Jade Zabrick at gmail.com. Jade writes songs about all sorts of things. I know she's written a few songs about me and she sings them. I know when I'm not around. I know. But she can write a song about these bad culinary traits or my rantings and rants. So feel free, write to any one of us anywhere. Visit us at all our channels. Like and share and subscribe to us on YouTube. All that kind of stuff. Please. We appreciate all the effort. But no, before I get into the real serious stuff, I cannot leave this photo up there. It's sort of offending my senses. What should I use this week? So we have that. Let's choose. I'm having some fun here. Let me see what I got. Choose a virtual background. I don't want a virtual background. I want to go back to a picture. I'm using this. I've used it before. I'm using it again. You know why? It'll change. Okay, you got me? There we go. See that scale? I should really make it smaller, but it's a weight scale. It's moving. It's moving. It's going counterclockwise for me. It's moving. By my birthday, I will have a smaller jean size. I know it. I guarantee it. It's just moving. I got a lot of people telling me, a lot of curious ones out there saying, "What are you doing? How are you eating the way you're eating?" But there I am. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm a little bit lazy about exercise, but I'm doing it. Okay, let's see what's going on in the world. I didn't bring a ton of stories today. Look at me. I burned up almost a quarter of the show talking about death, weight, and bad food. So we've all heard me talk about, kids and, let me just go with the headline. And, as always, I get a lot of my stuff from the New York Post because they carry everybody's feeds. And this is a 4-year old, keep that number in mind, 4 years old that has announced, "I'm a boy," in a transgender reveal at a parade. 4-year-old child has captured hearts and sparked a heated online debate about after announcing he was a boy via a rainbow-fueled gender reveal at a Vancouver Pride parade. That I could say that in one breath is pretty good. Charlie Danger Lloyd, I like that name. Charlie Danger Lloyd of Canada was assigned female at birth, but from a young age expressed he was a boy. That's what his mom says. Okay, Charlie is 4. Expressed at a young age. I don't know what this means. I mean, how old can a child be when they can put together coherent sentences? 3.5? You know, 3.5? Okay, maybe. So this is the story, and then they had a whole big party with like a little whatever kind of a gun poofing out whatever was blue, and Charlie has a little blue cape on, like a kid with superhero cape made of whatever it's made of, and running around. I'm a boy. Well, that's nice. But does Charlie truly understand the nature of what he is saying? Now, I know everything now is, children should be able to express themselves and they can tell you what they, and children, and, and a lot of times it's up to the parents to know better. I'm not saying how Charlie will, you know, go, go on down the road. Maybe in years, down the road, Charlie will say, "Yeah, I'm Charlie." But that's great. That's great. But at 4, I don't know that that this may be the best thing to do. I just don't know because Charlie's mind is still forming. It won't affect physical growth as far as, well, actually, it may, depending on how the activities that this kid takes on. But bone structure is still there. You know, skin is still on the body, hair will grow. You know, the human is okay, healthy. It looks like a healthy kid. But does Charlie truly comprehend all that will come with this as time goes on? Because I don't know that a 4-year-old can do that. I know everyone says you have to accept, you have to do this. I don't know. Charlie began, here I'm reading this. Charlie began expressing a different gender at age 2. At age 2, most kids are inside of their mom's closet playing with everything that they can find. Every scarf, throwing on shoes 20 sizes too big. Playing with the bags, with the handbags, whatever else you can find. And if you smear a little makeup on, well, mom has to clean you up, but there's no real harm done. But somehow, when this kid goes to school, right, goes to school, this can become, we'll say, iffy, complicated, because kids in general, kids can be very cruel, kids can be mean. And I don't know if a 4-year, and I'm looking at this 4-year-old, at 4 years old, you really can't tell if this is a boy or a girl. There's no physical development, obviously. I'm looking at short hair, little heavy kid, because dad looks pretty heavy, and so is mom. I mean, I'm looking at, yeah, that's mom. Mom looks pretty heavy. Okay, I didn't get a good look at who's behind the kid. So yeah, okay, the kid's a little heavy. Okay, fine. Hair's a little short. This is a pink and blue cape this kid's wearing. But all right, you know, Charlie's a boy. And I hope that the parents are aware enough and can see a few steps ahead of the kid, because we see too many kids having troubles down the road. And that's just one thought on the subject. Um, I mean, adults don't always, you know, adults are often confused. What am I reading just the other day? This was put out on an August 2nd story, because I'm only here once a week. Singer Demi Lovato confirms she's adopted her pronouns again. Well, Demi went from she and her to they and them. Now she's back to she and her. I'm not sure if that's a personal choice, a commercial choice, or just a flip of the coin. I really don't know. I'm not really, but if adults get confused also, where sometimes they just change their minds. Maybe Charlie will change his mind and say, you know what, I'm really a girl. It has happened just the other week. I read a story like that, you know. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, good luck to Charlie. Hopefully the kid plays games for everybody, becomes a kid, gets a few laughs, and nothing terrible happens. Speaking of trans, and to be fair, every time I read a trans story, it's usually I'm telling you that it's like female, trans female to female athletes, like things like I'm reading now. This is a story that came out. I just saw it. And the story says trans man asks if he was wrong for refusing to wear dress to a friend's wedding when his fiance insisted. Okay. The trans man, woman transferring into transferring into a man. Okay. Trans man, transgender man. Got it. Asks if he was wrong for refusing to wear a dress to a friend's wedding when his. So the friend is the male, the groom. The fiance wants this one to wear a dress, even though at 18 identifying as a man. Well, now you've heard me say many times, as long as you're not hurting yourself, as long as you're not hurting anyone else, everyone should live their life the way they see fit. And this is an adult. This is an 18-year-old who's identifying as a man and wants to wear whatever he wants to wear. Okay. That the pending bride is asking for this person to wear a dress. Sorry, bride, I have to side with the trans man, the friend, because if you know this person going in, you've probably known this person ever since you're dating your future husband. You know who his friends are. You know what the situation here is. You sent out the invitation, and no matter how many arguments you may have with your fiance, sorry, this person has the right to dress the way they want, and with the option of wear a dress or do not come. The only obvious answer is you can't come. You don't go to the wedding, and that's probably what's going to happen, because you lose that argument, you're going to lose every other argument. Matter of fact, that's a good chunk of the basis of how this person's living their life, dress the way they want, and all that. So, anyway, see that? I call it down the line. That's right. It's all about me. Okay. Speaking of weddings, see, I have a lot of odd stories today. So, of course, I'm reading about this, and the job section. The story is an entrepreneur gets paid to step in as a bridesmaid. The story came out yesterday. Excuse me, I need a drink. It seems that Jen Glantz, Glantz, will walk down the aisle as in a bridesmaid dress, give toast, even make a last-minute run to the drugstore for eyelash glue, doing all those bridesmaid things, except for one thing. Jen is for hire. Her company is Bridesmaids for Hire. It is in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And Jen is there to help brides and grooms across the country. This is pretty creative. And this leads me to ask people who are getting married and may have a lack of a couple of friends or relatives. Are you crazy? Hiring a bridesmaid? Hiring a best friend? Who hires a bridesmaid? You might as well ask your next door neighbor. Tell them you'll buy them a dress. Tell them they'll get a meal. They'll get a gift. Everyone gets a gift. You know, if you're part of the party, you get a gift. You're hiring somebody. People are hiring someone to come in and be a bridesmaid. This person can work 5 times a week. Actually, 4 weddings a month. I don't see what the rate is. I'm curious as to what the rate is because this can't be cheap. You're certainly not doing it for $100. Let me see. Bridesmaid for let's see. Actually, we work with the couple or just the bride or the groom as their support system during the wedding adventure. We're the best friends you always wished you had when you needed the friend the most, she said, noting that her team have done everything from catching a wedding cake mid-air to breaking up heated arguments. So, you know, that obligatory fight at the wedding, they put an end to it. She writes the vows, dress shopping, squashing drama, you name it. Says Glantz has done it. Bridesmaid for Hire even offers wedding event sessions for $200 if you need a 1-hour call just to get it all out there. Oh man, this is not cheap. This is not cheap. This could be 4 weddings a month, especially in the nicer weather. Why would anybody need to hire someone to do this? I mean, I wouldn't want to hire a best man. I mean, that's not the best man. And if you don't have a best man, which, by the way, the best man, you know, if something happens to the groom, theoretically, the best man steps in. That's the theory, anyway. I mean, I don't expect if I have a heart attack on the way to the altar that the bride's going to marry the guy I picked. I just don't expect it. Why would I expect to hire a bridesmaid? Oh man, oh man. What do you think, Jay? People should hire a bridesmaid. She's just shrugging her shoulders. I'm just getting it. Okay, let's see. And yes, this is looks like a nice office too. Very nice. All kinds of stuff, candles, all kinds of stuff. It's a happy looking place. People, get your heads out of your asses. You don't need to hire a bridesmaid or a best man. You might as well hire a bride or a groom if that's even possible. Oh man. So what else am I? You know, I was talking last week about one of my favorite words, appropriation, and it seems that actor John Leguizamo went on to his Instagram page to speak out against the recent casting of actor James Franco as the Cuban revolutionary Fidel Castro in the upcoming independent film Alina of Cuba. Alina of Cuba is directed by Miguel Bardem, based on a script by Jose Rivera and Nilo Cruz. And John Leguizamo is saying he has no problem with James Franco, but he's not Cuban. It's cultural appropriation. That's what he's trying to tell it. It's cultural appropriation. Well, it's interesting because when this story first came out, they put up a picture of James Franco with his beard on next to a picture of Fidel Castro. And while I won't exactly call them father and son, when you look at them, they do have facial similarities. And with the beard on, with the hat on, like Castro would wear, they look alike. They have a general description thing going on. They look alike. Now, as for John Leguizamo, I'm not quite sure what he's upset about. I don't know if he wanted the role himself, but this movie is not about Castro. This is about someone else. Everyone else in the movie is Latin, is Cuban, Spanish, some from somewhere. Everyone here, it's except maybe for James Franco, unless he speaks Spanish. But yeah, this is just actually the title character, Alima Fernandez, which is Castro's daughter. That's who this is about. The script follows Alina's life as Castro's illegitimate daughter and the critic of his reign, Cuba, before she left the country. So you got the idea of what's going on. I'm sure it'll be a good project, but I'm not so sure that John has much of a case. I mean, I remember him in the movie "Too Long Fu, Thanks for Everything," Julie Newmar, where he played a drag queen. That was a one-shot role. John Leguizamo, that I know of, is not a drag queen. Just put on some wig and some makeup and a dress, like an actor should, got into costume. So I'm not really sure. I don't know. Everyone's always appropriating something. I'm not quite sure about this. I think you found an actor that fit the suit, has the right look. Hopefully he speaks Spanish, or I'm sure they'll teach whatever they need to teach. And I'm not sure of the size of the actual role, but looks like a good fit. We'll see what happens. Okay. Maybe I'll appropriate something for dinner tonight from something other than some Jewish cuisine. But I'll appropriate something. I'll think of something. Not another baseball team. I'm still a Mets fan. Okay, what else is going on here? Okay, let's see. Just letting everybody know if you're into the military. It's been after this came out from the New York Times on Saturday, and it says after 246 years, the Marine Corps gives 4 stars to a black officer. So, and that comes from Washington. In the military, there have already been countless of promotion ceremonies this year held on Army bases, aircraft carriers, and even one in one case, an encampment overlooking Omaha Beach in Normandy. Okay. But on Saturday, there was one for the history books. That's the line. It's not my line. It's their line. General Michael E. Langley, 60 years old, became the first Black Marine to receive the 4-star on his shoulder. He is now 4-star General Michael E. Langley. So congratulations to the General. And there you go. It was a big weekend. Um, well, I haven't read about a shooting in a while, but don't worry, we have plenty of shootings. Plenty of. So I was reading about this earlier in the week on the 3rd, August 3rd, in New Jersey, in South River, New Jersey. The school district is implementing a new protocol requiring every student to have transparent book bags. Every student. That's South River High School students have been using clear backpacks since 2019, but now the policy has been extended to all grades to improve security measures, according to the district superintendent. Good idea. Good idea. I know it sounds, I don't know, invasive, like spying, I'm not sure. But if people always request that, there's another word, transparency, we should be able to see what the kids are bringing into school. I don't blame every little kid who carries a bag. I can't. But you never know who else is putting something in their bag, or if they're bringing something for show and tell. How depending on what their age is, well, maybe they snuck into their big brothers or dad's, closet or drawer and took a gun out. You don't know, and it's better to see what's going on. Because students will be allowed to carry a small handbag or purse that's not transparent, so okay, and could be used for personal items. Lunch boxes will also be permitted, but they do want clear backpack, and they are giving one out at no charge, so every kid can get. can have a backpack. Personally, I think that's a good idea. Tired of hearing about school shootings. Let's see. Yeah, we're coming in close. I may decide not to go a full hour today. I did that last week, one day out. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Depending on my mood. After all, it's like 90 and humid out here, and I may need another iced coffee or ice cream with a black and white cookie in it. Speaking of candy and cookies and all this stuff, back to New Jersey in Newark, a candy taste tester job in Newark pays $77,000 a year. And I'm looking at a picture of candy corn, other little small candies, gummies, lollipops. And it says here next, okay, it may sound like something out of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but this job opportunity is not pure imagination. The Canadian Candy Funhouse Company is now hiring a chief candy officer, a position that entails trying over 3,500 pieces of candy each month. The company says it will pay $100,000 Canadian or $77,786 United States. Per year to approve all candy in the inventory and give the CCO stamp of approval. Wow. And this person will also get to decide which products the company will carry. So yes, your sweet tooth can mold the shape of kids' candy taste buds, of candy selections all around the world. This can also have a yearly salary that's spent entirely on your dentist or at your doctor because of the diabetes you can now obtain. What a lot of cavities. All the weight you can gain. Unless they're going to run it like wine where you taste it and spit it out. But damn, 3,500 pieces of candy a month. I don't have a sweet tooth. I could never imagine doing that. I just can't. Hey, Shanita, how are you? Are you listening to any of this? You want to become a chief candy officer? You can taste everything in Newark, New Jersey. That sounds so bad. But somebody's got to do it. What? Hey, what? It says requirements are flexible. The job is open to any North American resident ages 5 or older. Oh, that's good. That's good. Let's make all the kids fat. There you go. All the kids fat, bad skin, and diabetes. This is really good. This is brilliant. Parents can also apply on behalf of their kids. Oh man. And of course the kid is 5. I don't know what provisions there are for the money involved, as far as the paycheck. But unless this is locked into a trust when this kid turns 18, mom and dad will be dipping in and trying the green candy. Wow. And yes, it says that the position does come with an extensive dental plan. Oh, don't do this to the kids. Don't do this to any of the kids. It's sad. It's just sad. I'm always saying it. The most well-intended of parents will screw a kid up. You see mom and dad signing this kid up. I don't know if the kid could sign his own name. You're going to have mom and dad signing up a kid to go taste candy. 3,500 pieces a month. Oh, man. Get the kid to become a vegetable taster. Let him eat 3,500 pieces of vegetables a month. That will work better. Holy crap. What can I say? I don't like this stuff. All right. What else is going on here? Let's see. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about artificial intelligence over the last few months. This story came out July 30th. The headline, this is from the CNN Style section. Sorry, gang, I'm just hot. Says forever young, beautiful, and scandal free. The rise of South Korea's virtual influencers. This says here she's got more than 130,000 followers on Instagram, where she posts photos of globe-trotting adventures. Her makeup is always impeccable. Her clothes look straight off the runway. She sings, dances, and models, and none of it is real. Rozy, R-O-Z-Y. Rozy, a South Korean virtual influencer, is digitally rendered humans so realistic she is often mistaken for flesh and blood. Are you a real person? One of her Instagram fans asked, or are you only AI or a robot? According to the Seoul Korea-based company that created her, Rozy is a blend of all three, who straddles the real and virtual worlds. That is a non-answer. That is a non-answer. Just to shut somebody up. She is able to do everything that humans cannot in the most human-like form. Oh man. Okay, so pretty much that means there's a world of people out there following somebody who is not real. And says, how does virtual influences work? Well, CGI, that's computer generated imagery technology behind Rozy, it's not new at all. It is ubiquitous in today's entertainment industry, where artists use it to craft their realistic, non-human characters into movies, computer games, and music videos. Now, I am looking at Rozy. Rozy in this picture is quite attractive. Rozy is quite attractive. I don't know what she here in this picture. She looks like has a big meal in front of her. This one, she's standing on the balcony with a glass of wine in her hand and some sort of a dress. Yeah, yeah, there's Rozy. Rozy looks pretty good, except Rozy is not real. Rozy's not even a robot. Rozy does not exist. And yet there are tons of people out there following her. There you go. The benefits or the detriments of social virtual reality. This is what's happening. People are following the unreal. In other words, an old story is they're believing a lie. That's what's happening. They're believing a lie. Matter of fact, a power surge, a blackout, a blown fuse can end Rozy for a while. Short her right out. But that's what it is. People now live to believe lies. And unfortunately, it's the way it is. I don't get it, but it's the way it is. What can you say, right? But I have another story here that there is a robot being used that looks like a human. It's a humanoid robot. Well, it doesn't really look like a person. It looks like a robot. But it has, they gave it little apparatus where the arms and the legs should be, but it's a robot that goes to the deepest parts of the bottom of the ocean, because humans can't go there. It's too much pressure. But the robot can. This is useful. I don't. People want to see what's down there. They're going to find a lot of things down there. They're going to find a lot of old ships, a lot of old this, a lot of old that, different sea life. You're going to find a lot of things. That's where a tool is useful. A robot is useful. And yes, it swims, kicks, it has a camera, it can do a lot of things. But it is a robot. That's different than Rozy. But then again, what can you do, right? People want to believe what's not real. They're going to do it anyway. You can't help it. It's just the way it is. Personally, I am not for it. And if there's ever a bubble to be burst, I want to be the one to burst it. because this is just ridiculous. All right, and a few more quick little stories here before we get out. I'm hoping they found this cat. There was a grocery, and someone took Bodega Cat. Someone stole Bodega Cat in Brooklyn, and I'm hoping they got the cat back. The cat's name is Boka, Boka, gray cat, knows everybody. I always love Bodega Cats, like warehouse cats. They're not afraid like house cats. They get to know everybody around them. Well, hopefully they got Boka back. What else is going on here? Let's see. Um, Actually, it's been relatively a quiet week in terms of what I've been looking for because it seems like it's all been the same. It really has. Excuse me. That sweat in my eye. All I know is that with all the big droughts out in Nevada, despite the flooding rain, Lake Mead is still dry, and the water levels are so low that a fourth set of human remains has been found. That's because way back when bodies were dumped into the lake, into the water, or a hole in the desert. In this case, the water. And now with the droughts and the lake is drying up, yep, the secrets are being revealed. So you may find a lot of people who are never found and expect identities to be found and all this stuff. Um, Everything else here really is a useless story to me. That's all I know. A lot of these stories I put up on my Facebook page is used as a filing cabinet, my personal page. I get hold of all the things I may want to talk about this week, and I don't talk about it. I just grab some things that catch my eye originally. This week, really, the only thing that really caught my eye, well, today, like I said, losing John, I felt very bad about. The Mets, I feel very happy about. And next week is my 300th show. That means last week I've been on the air for 6 years, but given holidays and missed a couple of days here and there, my calendar has been pushed back. So next week is my 300th show on the 15th. I'll be posting about that on my Facebook pages. Send flowers if you want. I don't. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about that. Not that people haven't done 300 shows before, but I didn't think I'd make it. I didn't think I was going to make it past the first 50, and I did, and I kept on going. Fortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, I talk about a lot of what goes on in the world in some of the oddest sections of it. So there's always something, almost like a comedian. There's always something they can grab on and talk about. But I'm not a comedian, but there's always something to talk about. Unfortunately, we have not had a guest in a long time. I do miss having the occasional guest. If I could change that over the next few days, maybe I will. But for now, doing things as we always do. And next week will be number 300. So I hope everybody tunes in and roots us on. And again, please write to us, skyscrescentradio@gmail.com. Write to Jade Zabrick, gmail.com. Her music, she's happy to play it at a restaurant near you, at a club near you. She's for hire that way. She's got her act going. And I guess that's about it. Today's going to be a short day. Otherwise, I'll be babbling for 15 minutes, and no one needs me to do that. Okay, whatever everybody's having for dinner, I hope you enjoy it. Root for your favorite team. I'll be rooting for the Mets. Jade will secretly be rooting for the Houston Astros, probably sitting home with her cable channel, eating hot dogs, popcorn, and throwing whatever at the TV set if things don't go her way. And that is what we are doing. So everybody go get a cold drink, get a hot dog, and I'll see you at game time. Okay, gang, it's been show number 299. See you at 300. Good night.